of Shanghai. A bustling and cosmopolitan part of the People's Republic, it was here that we met up with an 18-year-old who would go on to star in the NBA and become one of international basketball's most famous faces. An inch smaller than he is today, Yao still towered over everyone at 7 foot 5 inches tall. The teenager was already starting to make an impact on the basketball scene in China. We spent a couple of days in his hometown of Shanghai to find out more about him.
I believe that my greatest strength is my height. Besides that, I'm young and I have lots of energy. I'm also willing to learn as much as I can about the sport.
At this stage in his career, Yao played for the Shanghai Sharks in the Chinese Basketball League. An only child, his parents had both played competitive hoops. His 6 foot 7 inch father played for Shanghai, and his 6 foot 3 inch mother had captained the Chinese women's basketball team. Yao told us that he began playing basketball after watching the Harlem Globetrotters as an 8-year-old.
Playing basketball was my own choice. Have you heard the old Chinese saying which mentions that a father will pass on his profession to his son? Well, that's not true in my case. I decided to play basketball because I wanted to, not because of any pressure from my parents.
The 18-year-old Yao that we met was an integral member of the Sharks. This was his 3rd season in the senior team, and despite being the best player, his coach was aware that there were areas of his game that the big center needed to improve.
Yao Ming's
height is an obvious advantage for us. But on the downside, it has to be said, he's a little bit slow on his feet. We're trying very hard to improve this aspect of his game, and are also encouraging him to work on building up his strength.
Home for Yao at this time was the Shanghai Sports Technology Institute. All of the Sharks players lived on this campus, and the youngster shared a small room with 2 of his teammates. Life was fairly regimented, and Yao had little time to himself, but when he did, he'd spend it playing computer games or watching the NBA on TV.
My favorite player is Hakeem Olajuwon of the Houston Rockets, probably because we're both centers. He's great, and I think that he brings a real intelligence to the court in the way he plays basketball. Going forward, he's outstanding, and along with this, he creates so many opportunities for his teammates.
It was Yao's dream to join the likes of Olajuwon in the NBA. In 1999, no Chinese player had ever graced the world's premier basketball league. Yet the 18-year-old had already spent 2 months in the United States in 1998, where he attended Nike's All-American basketball camp. Pitting his skills against some of America's brightest prospects had convinced Yao that he could cut it in the NBA one day.
I think maybe I can. And you know, to play there is every basketballer's dream. If I can maintain my level of performance over the next 2 years, then I think I stand a good chance of playing there at some stage in the next 15 years.
I think Yao Ming will get the opportunity to play in the NBA, and we all hope he goes on to develop his skills there. Everyone involved with this team wants him to achieve his goals.
Such views were reaffirmed by Yao's American teammate at the Sharks, Wayman Strickland. Strickland was a journeyman baller who'd played professional hoops the world over and was well qualified at the time to assess Yao's potential.
He's got good skills for an 18-year-old, and then he's 7'5". You can't teach that. And he's always trying to get better. Every day he comes out, works hard on his defense and his rebounding and moving his feet. And he's still really enthusiastic about the game. And eventually he's going to be a great basketball player.
3 years after Transworld Sport filmed with him, Yao Ming became the first player not to have played high school or college basketball in the US to be selected as the #1 NBA draft pick.
拿起手机，关注1比分微信公众号，可以了解更多精准赛事推荐和热辣体育资讯，还有拿到手软的红包哦！